What's going on, guys? It's your boy Atlas back bringing you another Destiny video, and today is going to be the first of my Wrath of the Machines raid boss guides. The very first room or area you jump into when you start the raid is actually the first area where you fight the first boss, and his name is VOSIK. In this area, you're not actually going to completely kill him. You just gotta lower him to enough health to where he retreats into the next room. So to start off, you'll notice that there are 3 spinner stations, left, middle, and right, and there's like white glowing pillars of light. Now a lot of people like split up into teams of 2 and like have 3 people running around getting them, and then the other 3 people shooting. I'm not really a huge fan of that. It probably gets the job done quicker, but it makes it more difficult because there's only so many like light pillars. So the way we did it, and the way we've done it for the 9 times we ran through the raid with all of our characters, is that basically you want to do 2 teams of 2 and a team of 1, and put them at each spinner station, and we have 1 person run and do the charges. Your 1 runner, to charge your spinner stations, he has to run through 4 pillars of light. He gets charged and then slams his voltage onto the spinner station. Now the runner has to be careful, because if they touch once they're charged, if they take too long to get to the next charge station, they die. So the runner has to get 4 charges through 4 pillars of light and then slam it on one of the spinner stations. Once he does that enough times on each spinner station, you will drop balls, and you have to throw the balls at VOSIK to lower his shields. Once his shields are lowered, you may do damage to him however you'd like. We as a team make sure that we throw every single ball at him, because they do, I believe, 100,000 damage apiece. So the leftover balls, even after you lower his shields, are super important. You want to make sure you throw them at him still. And that's essentially it. You just have 1 person run around, get charges, slam it on the stations until they start dropping balls. You throw the balls, do damage, and once you get his health down to, I don't know, probably like 9/10, he retreats, and you can move on and get your chest at the top of the area. One other thing that I would like to mention: the people that are in charge of standing at left, middle, and right and killing things, you got to watch out for the big shanks, because if they get close enough to your spinner station, they will steal the voltage and make it harder for your runner to get voltage to all the stations, and it'll take you even longer than it should. So this first part's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory, and pretty easy. If you have any questions, let me know down below, and we'll move on to actually killing VOSIK. So now we get to the part where we actually get to kill VOSIK. Again, we're going to split into 3 teams. There's kind of 3 lanes here, a left lane, a right lane, and then middle. What we did was we put the 2 strongest people in middle. I'd say that's probably the area that it's hardest to stay alive in and hardest to kill at. The way this fight works is, again, you can't do damage to him until you drop his shields, and the way you do that is by throwing balls. Shortly after you begin, 3 balls will drop, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 in the middle. You have 1 designated ball thrower on each side, and that person grabs the ball, and then everybody meets in middle. You have 1 designated, I guess you could call them shot caller. Shout out to like League of Legends. But a designated shot caller, that person, which happened to have been me in our raid, I would say 3, 2, 1, throw, and then all 3 people that have the balls simultaneously throw the balls at VOSIK. The first ball that connects won't do that much damage. The other 2 will take down big hunks of his shields, and after 3 rounds of doing this, you will completely drop his shields. It is after the second round of balls, captains spawn. That's when you guys need to work together and make sure all the captains are dead, because they are difficult to kill and they will wipe you. A good thing to have is a Galahorn here. A couple Galahorn rockets to the chest will melt him, and you can just move on. After you throw each round of balls, though, you're going to want to pay attention to the monitors behind VOSIK, because one of them will pop up with a Siva symbol, and you have to destroy that monitor. If you don't, he'll wipe you, and you got to start over. And that, when we were doing this for the first time, was our biggest pain. We had to designate a couple people that weren't ball throwers, because they were focused on throwing the balls, to just pay attention to the monitors, because everybody always forgot. So pay attention to the monitors, kill the monitor after you throw the balls to drop the shields, and you'll be fine. Now after you drop his shields, everybody's going to want to congregate in one area. We chose middle because it's the most clear line of sight to him. This is when you want to use your tethers, your weapons of light bubbles, your grenades, whatever you want to throw at him. This is where you do it. During the middle of the DPS stage, 2 balls will drop. You want to make sure you use those balls and throw them at him, because they do a lot of damage. Now, shortly after the balls drop, he will begin to launch his Siva bomb, if you will. and this is when you're going to want to retreat. On the left and the right side of the room, there are 2 rooms. So 2 rooms on the left, 2 on the right. When he begins to launch his bomb, 2 of the 4 rooms will be glowing yellow. You guys can use both rooms, one of the rooms, whatever you want to do, but everybody on your team needs to get to one of these rooms. When you get into the room and turn around, on the right hand side there will be a panel. You shoot the panel and drop a wall, and that will save you from the bomb. Now keep in mind, once you drop that wall, whoever's on the outside of the room will not be able to get into the room anymore. So they're basically screwed and they die. But as long as a couple of you get in there, or 4 of the 6 of you, 5 of the 6 of you, you should be able to clutch up and continue and pick them back up, as long as you survive and make it to the next stage. But yeah, that's basically it. You save yourself in the room, then you go back out, you throw the balls again, drop the shields, lay the deeps, and eventually you kill them and get your loot you came for. This fight, again, and it's kind of a theme through the entire thing, once you figure it out, the mechanic really isn't that hard. It's more about just staying alive and paying attention. But yeah, guys, I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions for me, please let me know in the comment section below. If this helped you out, drop a like for me. And if you want to see more content in the future, I would appreciate you guys subscribing. This has been your boy Atlas. Thanks for watching, guys.